you because I don't see you topping me.
Sorry for that.
That's what they said.
Sorry to that.
Right? I was like, what the fuck? Hello. Welcome to another episode of Hung Up Pod Live.
Hey.
I am Tony Purnell, your favorite psychotherapist.
And I am life coach Eric.
And we are your favorite happy hour
Duo, yes. Welcome to Hung Up Pod Live, episode
Welcome. 7.
7. That's a good number. I like that number.
I like the number 7 as well.
Yes.
I like it
it's
as
good
well.
to see you. This
Good to
yellow.
see you too. I'm feeling
Yellow,
real
black
bright.
and yellow, black and yellow, black and
You
yellow.
know, every time I gotta wear me. You know, I gotta promote me. What Snoop Dogg said, you know, I want to thank me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for being here, but I want to thank me, you know, for being the light that I am.
You look good. It's
Thank
good
you,
to
baby.
see you.
And shout out to the audience. We have some
Yes.
audience
Come on.
members.
Come on.
We have
We got 2 of them.
the social light. Brahim, what's up? Brahim, say hello to the people.
Team is in the building.
Looking fine, looking all
Always.
good.
That beard.
Fine ass. And we got Trey.
A Philly John.
Yeah, come on, Philly Join. Hey, say
We
what's
love
up,
to see
Trey?
it.
What's
Another
up?
another Philly John. Even though he don't want to admit
Child, they both. Fine. Thank you for
it.
being
Philly John and Philly's finest. Thank y'all for being here in the audience.
Yes, thank
Feels
you.
good to see you and be seen.
Yes, here we go. And so, you know, we're going to get right into our topic. We're going to get into our episode. But before we do, you know, we got our favorite segment.
Y'all know what time it is. It is the
Hung
hang
up, hang up.
Yes, and remember, if you're hung up or hanging up, you can play along. Send it to hunguppod@gmail.com,
Yes.
and we will include your hung up, hanging up in this portion of the show.
There we go.
There we go.
I think we should start it off. Let's start off our game. Go ahead. Start it off, baby.
Honorable mention. All right, here we go. Sade is coming out with a new album. Are you serious?
Oh, you ain't heard about that?
No.
Yes. I think this first time in a decade, 20 years, 10 years, something
This why
like that. Is you hung up?
I'm so
Or you hang
hung
up.
up, y'all. Like Sade 2022 this year, she's coming out.
I think so.
I'm just thinking about the legend, all the classic hits, the voice, the sultry, everything that we've gotten. You mean to tell me she's bringing it back? And it's like, what? I'm hung up.
And I'm hanging out. You know, I'm just not into Sade. I'm just not into Sade. I'm going to hang up on that. I'm sorry to bust your burble, but that's just not my girl. I just never been into the Sade. I mean, but you are a little older than me, Eric. I don't know. Maybe that's just like your... maybe no shade. I mean, maybe that's like your era. Sade's not my era, so I'm hanging up on that. I'm sorry.
I mean, when the music is timeless, it don't have to be your era.
You know, it is timeless. I never ever listened to a Sade album.
Okay, well, I had shots thrown at me, so I think we're good now.
No.
We can move on.
All right. Speaking about music, Nicki Minaj versus Lotto. Ooh, first of all,
What's going on with them? I don't be paying attention.
First of all the girls are trying to come at Nicki now because they've been asking her for features behind the scenes, and basically she's been saying no, and so they want to come at her now. But Nicki has been providing screenshots. Is that you would know more than that, Brahim?
What's going on, Brahim?
How is that accurate?
Both parties are providing screenshots.
Both parties.
Of what? What is going on?
What?
Saving their asses in case it comes to the internet.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, I like a little razzle dazzle. I like a little back and forth between the celebrities. So I'm a little
Especially
hung
the
up.
rappers. I mean, like,
I'm hung up on this one.
put it in the music.
Shout out to Nicki. Oh, but actually, Lotto did get her together a little bit. But I don't know. I'm just hung up on the conflict.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't really speak on it. I don't really know what's been going on. And, you know, Nicki, I give her flowers. She's a rapper. She can rap.
First number
Now,
one.
all the other stuff, the bullying and all that stuff, I can't get
They
with
said
it.
she a bully, but you know.
I can't get with it. But, I mean, she's...
You what you say?
She got the receipts.
Nicki has
She got the
earned her-
receipts.
We love a good receipt.
You love a good receipt. Go through the whole thread.
Screenshot the whole thread.
All right now. What you hanging up on? What's our next one?
All right. Stop playing with me. Death Becomes Her remake
What?
with Anne Hathaway and Kate Hudson. First of all,
I love that movie.
yeah, because it was Goldie
Goldie Hawn
and Meryl Streep
and Meryl,
who played those original roles.
Mm-hmm.
Classic movie. I love Death Becomes Her. I especially love when someone hasn't seen it and I can introduce it to you.
Yes.
Because shut up, stop talking, and pay attention to the movie. Get off your phone, stop texting. I'm one of those type of people. But Death Becomes Her is definitely one of those movies that like you gotta see it. And the fact that they're doing a remake, I mean, come on, that's a big shoes to fill. But I'm hung up, all the way hung up.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Death Becomes Her fan for sure.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Ooh.
Oh, you never saw the original? Okay,
good.
we're gonna have a movie night. We're gonna come over to my house. We're gonna see the original.
We gotta
we're
watch
gonna
the
see
original.
The
It's
new
so
one.
good. It's so
Let's
good.
have a movie night at the lighthouse.
Just to give you a little synopsis, is basically
Oh my God!
so we could do it.
Our
we
producers
can make
ain't
this
never
a thing.
seen it either.
So we'll do that. We'll make it a thing. So we'll make it a thing, right? Now, just so you know, just to give you an idea of what it is, it's about women. These women are really trying to
The
trick
Fountain of
death.
Youth.
Yeah, they're trying to.
They're trying to trick death.
They're trying to
basically.
trick death, and yeah, it's about the Fountain of Youth and what would you do to be beautiful forever? Or
Exactly. There we
you
go.
know, how far would you go?
How far would you go?
Yeah.
It's good. I think you'll like it, Brahim. We gonna watch it at the lighthouse. All of us.
So I'm giving. It's given that you're hung up as well.
I'm hung up.
All right, so we're gonna make it a thing.
I love that movie. It's a classic.
We're gonna make it a thing. Say it
No,
again?
it's fine. It's fine.
You
You'll
said
be
you feel
fine.
uncultured.
You'll be
These
fine.
These are
It's a
white
classic.
women. Yeah, you're good.
It's fine. It's white
Like
people.
let me console my brother. You good?
All right.
All right. Well, that was good. And again, y'all, if y'all want to participate in the Hung Up Hanging Up game, hit us up at hunguppod@gmail.com.
That's right.
It's kind of a little tongue twister there.
It is. It is.
Ooh.
Yes, get it out. Get it out. Yes, Eric. All right. Okay.
Tony, you ready to get into this
Yes,
episode?
let's get into this episode. I think y'all are gonna like this one. Yeah. And so you had sent me this video, and you was like, "We got to talk about this viral moment, this video that went viral."
Yes. I'm sorry. What was his name again?
Isaac Frere.
Yes. So we're gonna drop this viral moment
Mm-hmm.
from last week, and let's get into it, and then we'll talk about it.
If she or he is compatible with you now, in 5 years, he or she won't be compatible with you because you're going to change and he or she is going to change. So the question is not whether or not that person's compatible, because compatibility is temporal. The question is, will you both work towards knowing each other continually, getting to know each other every day, and learning that person as they change on a daily basis, and to be submitted to the fact that that person will change and yet you will change, and together you're changing together. This is what relationship looks like. Marriage is not about finding the perfect spouse. Marriage is about finding the person who will do life with you, who's on the same mission as you, wanting and desiring what you want to bring glory to Christ, and fulfilling that together. It's a togetherness, a mutual submission to something greater than the two of you.
All right, Tony. So my first question for you, what is one of his first points was compatibility is temporal. Mm-hmm. Compatibility is temporary. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I was that whole video blew me away when he was like, if you're compatible with a person now, in 5 years you won't be. Basically, he started out strong. I was like, what?
Real strong.
I said, oh my
Real
God.
bad.
Does that mean we have to not be compatible and then grow compatibility later? Because I was like, I subscribe to the notion, or I guess I used to subscribe to the notion that you got to be compatible now. And then when you get your partner, it strengthens your relationships.
Yeah.
But that's what he wasn't saying that. He wasn't saying that at all.
Yeah.
I was blown away. My whole take on it, and we're gonna get into it later. But my whole take, I understand it and I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
He said it's about growing life, doing life together.
That's what really gave me goosebumps when he said that part. So when we think about compatibility, it's really, two things that can exist in a space without conflict.
Mm-hmm.
That's the standard definition of compatibility. And when he's saying that it's temporal, I'm like, well, shit. I guess he's right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like inevitable if you're in a space with someone, especially an intimate space or a living space with someone. I mean, I'm even thinking about roommates. It's like it's inevitable that there's going to be some type of conflict at some point.
Yeah.
You know, now how you go about conflict resolution and communication. We talked about communication a lot.
Exactly.
Communication is the breakdown in a lot of relationships and a lot of friendships. It's communication. So that's what that was giving me, is that, yes, compatibility is temporal. At some point, there's going to be conflict. If you love that person enough, how will you approach that?
So,
Or will that be something for you to say, you know what, forget this, I'm out, which I think happens a lot in our community. People don't be sticking around.
they don't.
They
don't.
Something pops up
Yeah.
that throws you off, or really, it's a lot of times is when something inconveniences you, and especially when we're talking about in the dating phase. Come on, in this dating phase, if something inconveniences you, they out the door, and they on to the next thing.
Let me tell you something. That whole notion, opposite attract, I get it now. Because I'm thinking like, okay, no, you got to be on the same page as me. You got to have the same interests as me. But now that I think about it, I don't want to date me.
Yeah, that's like it's almost like looking for perfection.
Absolutely not. Somebody that I used to know said this this quote: opposites attract, but similarities cement. You know, and
Come on. I
I was like, okay, I love
like
it.
That. I like that.
Do we subscribe to that notion that we have to have everything in common for us to be successful in our relationship? Absolutely the fuck not. And I'm becoming more of an adult now, becoming more mature with the people I'm attracted to. I ain't got to have the full top or the full bottom
Please
or
not.
strictly masculine,
That's boring.
strictly feminine. Like, I like a good butch queen at the end of the day.
Hey!
And I'm not mad at it.
Come on, Team Bush Queen.
Come on, team
We out
butch
here.
queen. Like, come on, we out here.
out
Listen,
here.
I'm gonna
Get you a Bush Queen.
get you one. Get you one.
Get you a
one.
man that could do both.
I like a good flip flop. I don't know about you, but I do.
You said a flip.
A good flip.
Flippity
Yeah, I
flop,
do.
flop, 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 flop.
Actually, somebody I used to date, he was like, you know, Tony, I can't see myself with you because I don't see you topping me.
Sorry for that, man.
That's what they said.
Sorry to that,
right?
man.
I was like, what the fuck? I said, excuse me. I said, what do you mean? He was like, well, I just can't get into the mindset of you topping me. I said, what the fuck does that supposed to mean? He was like, well, your whole aesthetic, and you're a great person, but
And G, listen, I think there is a little bit to that in terms of like, because I've dated, like, I'm thinking of someone that I dated before who he was always the bottom. Mm-hmm. And so when it came time to kind of like switch it up, I was like, wait,
okay. Why?
I don't know, because I just didn't see that. We hadn't been doing that. It's just something that we hadn't been doing, and it was hard for me to picture that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think different strokes for different folks.
Well,
literally,
I was. Well, I mean, I honestly, I wasn't offended, but it kind of took me back. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I said, "One, do you know who you're dating?"
I know that's right. Do you know who I am?
And that's not to be haughty or to be big headed or inflated.
Yeah.
But like, I got my own everything. Mm-hmm. And he was significantly a little younger than me, and that was the whole mindset. Oh, when we date, it has to be this presentation. It has to be this presentation.
Again, looking for that perfect puzzle piece. That's what we're talking about in this episode. Like, what are we really looking for?
What are we really looking
in these dating situations, in these relationships, in these marriages? Are you looking for someone to do, like this brother is saying, life with you, or are you looking for perfection? You looking for that perfect piece, that puzzle piece that's going to fit you. But to his point, in 5 years, your puzzle piece is going to be a different shape. So then that means that person that you have so delicately selected to fit you 5 years ago, now they're not going to fit you anymore.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Because we're growing and we're all moving in sometimes different directions. But to his point, if we're doing life together, we can move, we can be different and grow, but move in the same direction.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna ask one of the audience members, because I used to date one of the audience members.
Hey, come on. The true tea.
Let's
Exposure.
just do. It's not about exposure.
I'm fucking.
We used to date, and we have become good friends. And sometimes when we're in spaces, when we're in spaces, sometimes I'm like, damn, why you gotta go there? So, do you think, Brahim, we were compatible? Let's go. Let's go. Do you think we were compatible when we were dating, or do you think what do you think? Because we still good.
I think we are good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are.
No. That wasn't the question.
I'm used to a certain type of man.
And there we go. Okay, let's get into it.
That energy.
But where would you think we were compatible?
No.
Because this is the things that we talked about the idea, the vision or the picture of the person I'm typically used to.
I think that's the thing, right? So are we looking for the aesthetic, or do you feel safe to submit to that person?
Oh my God.
Because then it's different, right? So I don't know if in your relationship you were so used to being the top that you couldn't see yourself submitting to that person because in the environment to do that, or you don't want to be vulnerable or give up your top energy so he felt okay. So I think that's
That was a read.
you're looking for a type of man. So it's like,
come on,
if
y'all.
if you're submissive and you're bottoming, that means you're not a man.
Well,
I
I'm
guess
not a
all that.
submissive bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So if I like to be in charge, even though I don't like the top.
Right.
So I like to be in control of everything. You don't take direction very well. So
You ask, and you shall receive.
That's right, and I wanted to hear that.
No, that's real.
But
I'm glad he
Brahim
shared
was
that.
always gonna be honest.
Always.
And I love that about him.
And we all know that about him. Absolutely.
know?
Absolutely.
Let me tell you this. The liquid courage.
So
Yeah.
when we were talking about getting this episode together, the next point that you made was, relationship means who I am in relation to you.
That's right.
And what I got from that was I'm still an individual. Even in this relationship, I'm bringing who I am into this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this relationship defines me.
Exactly.
Relationship means who I am in relation to you.
And
So
you, exactly.
So I'm in relation to my coworkers too.
Yes.
My mentor. If fraternity, sorority, people who are in different type of professional organizations. You have your family members, your cousins, your nieces, your nephew. We are all in relationship differently.
That's right.
With people, and that really made me feel. I was like, wow, like
Who told you that?
you did. I said you.
Oh.
Didn't I just say that shit? But I'm gonna praise you.
Thank you so much.
Because
for that.
I love that point. And it's a reminder that we are individuals outside. I was listening to a podcast last week, and this young lady's been in a successful marriage, and she said, "Yeah, I own a house. My man, he live a few blocks down the street."
Oh.
And she said, "We love it."
Oh. Okay.
And it works for them. So
You know what? And then here's to that point. Thank you for that, because I forgot I had mentioned that when we were talking about this episode. The thing I hate most about marriages or relationships, or maybe the thing I dislike that people say that are in relationships. Oh, this is Eric, and Eric's, he's my better half. Oh, so you the worst half? So this your better half? So that must mean you the worst half.
That's fine.
I ain't mean like that, Tony. No, that's exactly what you said. This is Eric, and he's my better half. So you're the worst half. No. When you're in a relationship, you're already whole and complete.
Yeah.
You're already whole and complete alone. All right?
Yes,
And so
yes.
I don't complete you, I compliment you. You compliment me. When we're in this journey of life together, remember he said we're building life together.
Yes.
You're already whole. And I need you to be whole before you even entertain the notion of coming to me.
Yes.
Don't come to me if you ain't got your shit together. I'm talking to the camera now. If y'all do want to date Tony, if you do, come with your shit. Come already whole. Come already complete. Because I can't continue to date down. And I'm not going to do that no more.
I know that's right.
I've done it before, and I'm not going to do that in 22 and moving into 23. I'm not going to do that no more.
Sounds like a man who knows his worth, but it also sounds like someone who you've been there.
Absolutely.
And you've done the work to get yourself to where you wanted to be. And so you see these young men out here who aren't investing in themselves as much. And you're like, no, if I could do it, you could do it too.
Yeah.
And also, if you see me doing it, you mean to tell me this ain't no type of motivation for you to get your shit together?
It should be.
Like,
it should be.
as a friend, especially like close friends, it's just like, do you not notice what your friends are going through and taking note and being a witness to that? And also, like, when it comes time to remind them of who they are. And then here you come as the best friend, you coming back around a week later complaining about something that you had just went through or overcame. And it's just because we're not paying a lot of attention. And I think we're so just stuck in what we're going through and what we're experiencing. We don't realize that these lessons and people are conquering things all around us. And you don't have to feel so alone. You also don't have to feel like you got to figure shit out by yourself. Baby, you ain't the first one that been there.
But the honesty is sometimes we do feel alone.
Yeah,
We talk
even,
about this
even if you're surrounded
by a lot
friends.
of people.
Now, talk
Friends,
about that. Why do we feel alone? Because I've been there, you know, and people will say, Eric, you got all these followers, you got a podcast and all that. You lonely, bitch. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. You can feel lonely. So talk about that, Tony.
And I've said this multiple times. My deepest fear is growing old alone. I can be surrounded by so many people, but it's about internally, what am I getting from the connection? Yeah, I have a lot of friends, but I can't marry my friends to build a relationship with them in the romantic department. I'm very affectionate, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be like that affectionate. You know what type of affection in the relationship with my friends. Sometimes, and I'm going to say this, sometimes your people in your life come into your life for a season. The people you have are there to either take from you or to give you something.
Yeah.
Like if I'm feeling like everybody is taking, and nobody's filling my cup up, I'm going to constantly feel alone. Friends, families alike. Yeah. I don't disagree with us, and I say it strong. And then we get into the notion about the dating pool. Maybe I'm feeling alone because I've been dating and there's nobody in the dating pool for me. The dating pool has piss in it.
Or so it seems.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's another aspect that we're not comfortable with. Maybe we need to stretch our feelers a little bit more. Why? Maybe you need to leave Philly and go to Delaware. Go to a couple states over.
Colorado.
I'm just saying. That's
somewhere.
another notion of it. The dating pool.
The dating pool, because we talk about this often, like, because we hear this in our circles, our group circles. Dating pool sucks. Everything sucks. Well, I think that's subjective.
Philly. Ain't no shit in Philly. Ain't nothing in Philly.
Maybe, spend some time with yourself and figure out what it is that you really need, because maybe the type of guy you're looking for is maybe not here. Maybe the type of things that you're interested in, you're not going to, like, maybe a certain, what am I trying to say here? If you cannot find yourself in situations where you live that will put you in company with the type of people and the networks that you are looking for, then that means it's time for you to do something different. If, like, for example, I'm here in Philly. I've been here for a very long time. If I felt like the dating pool was really that bad, I wouldn't move to DC. I wouldn't move to New York. I would probably give yourself the opportunity. Give yourself a chance. Try something completely different. I know there's got to be people out there that's fantasized about just picking all your shit up
Completely
and just moving and going somewhere different. And we don't really do that, because then the work, the responsibilities, our friends, family, all that stuff starts to come in. And so we don't take chances on ourselves.
I tried something different this spring.
But I think if we start taking chances on ourselves, we will find ourselves in interesting situations.
Yeah. I mean, I tried something different this spring, and it was an epic fail.
What'd you do?
I'm a proponent for black love. I am. I'm about to say this. So I tried, the other white meat. The other.
Was it white? Or
it was white. It was all American white boy. Like, boy, get over here, boy.
Like
all American boy.
Like country like that? From the backwoods of Pennsylvania? Where you get him from?
But he was an all American white boy. I was like, oh, you white.
Like American Eagle?
But he was like, oh, no, I'm mixed. I was like, oh, no, you're white. These crystal blue eyes, this blonde hair. Oh, you're white.
Oh, child.
And so I was like, okay, it was an experience, but I don't think, and nothing against interracial dating or anything. That's just not my thing. But that new experience that you was talking about, I tried it. it was an epic fail. So I just say I was open to trying new things to get what I ultimately want in my relationship.
And you can say now with certainty why it does not work
Exactly.
for you, instead of just being like, I ain't gonna do that shit. It ain't gonna work
I
for
tried
me.
and I was open.
Yeah.
Right.
Would you ever move? What was that on that last episode? One of the hang up question was, would you relocate for love? I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you?
It depends. It depends.
I know. For
I
a
need
minute,
to know.
people would think, it was this notion that it's real immature. How dare you move to another city for a relationship, another man, all
But
that
I
other
need to know
stuff?
for
But
certainty.
is it really? Is
it's
it
going to
really
work
immature?
out. I'm a person.
We only
on
getting
certainty.
older.
I have to know it's going to work out for certain. I'm not going to make no fucking bullshit
Of course
move.
not.
No, people.
But
Some
if it
people
was-
do that, and I'm calling you out. People do that.
Don't call me out.
And I'm not. I'm talking to the camera. I'm talking to y'all. I know y'all do
But
it.
wait, I did that sort of. That's how I ended up in Philly, low key. Like I was dating someone long distance. I was in Maryland. He lived here, and eventually it was just like, all right, I'm gonna move to Philly, and I got a job here, moved my whole life here. U-Haul packed up. The day before I moved here, do y'all know this man called me and told me that he had been talking to his ex the whole time? So it's like I still had to move to Philly
What?
and live with him because I didn't have any other options until I figured out my own thing. That was my introduction to Philadelphia.
Oh my
20 years
God.
old, and it was rough. We fought like it was bad. Like it was just like bad. But I see what you're saying. Like some people do that. Like they will move. You know what I'm saying? You live and you learn.
You had something to say?
Yeah, I was getting back to the conversation about your type.
Yeah.
The phrase where it's like, are you your type's type?
Ooh.
Then change what you're attracted to if you can't find it.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good question,
Are you
babe.
your type's type? Ooh, that's a good question.
Like my friend, she started dating bigger guys because the guys that she used, like smaller guys,
Yeah.
don't really care for her too much. So she dates people like her size now, and it works.
There you go. Trying something
First
different.
of all, I
Are you
I
your
never
type's
thought about
type, Tony?
I am. Yes, the fuck I am. Yes, I am. I am my type's type. Let me tell you something. Like I said, you got to pump you up. I'm a catch. Listen, I may not be the motherfucking biggest catch in the motherfucking sea, but I'm a catch.
on.
I'm very attractive. I got to pump me up. And yes, I may not be your type, but I'm somebody's fucking type. Let me say something. But I'm usually the one who's going to always approach you. That's usually my thing. And so I've had people come in. I was like, "What, little old me? You attracted to me?" And so I am my type's type.
But do you think it's like more so like as you realize there's more self-realization, like then you attract that specific energy? Because I realized the better that I knew myself and the better that
Absolutely.
I knew my personality,
Yeah.
Yep.
I brought in people who were doing the same thing rather than looking for a specific aesthetic. Like,
And
I
that's
didn't have to catch my skill that I like, but their qualities is what I was ultimately attracted to.
And that's
Yeah.
that's and I will say honestly, and that's why I said I don't want to date down no more. Because for me, I've dated everybody, people who they were all different. They all looked different, had a different aesthetic. But in terms of personality wise, in terms of qualities and characteristics, it was always this notion of, oh, I'm intimidated, Tony, and I don't want to be with somebody like that on your level. I'm like, well, damn, can't we grow together? Like, where did you get that from?
That's just their insecurity.
Well, look.
It is.
At the end of the day, I may not be your cup of tea, but I'm somebody else's Henny straight.
Come on, I'm somebody else's Henny straight.
And so when we deal with rejection, we need to do better not to absorb that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this person didn't like me or this situation didn't work out. Don't absorb that. Don't absorb that. Like just know that wasn't for you. You know what I'm saying? And it allows you to now you're open to potentially receive what is really out there for you. So I appreciate that, Tony.
Speaking about this idea of compatibility, getting to know your person, sometimes you got to know how you want to be loved. With that said, I give everybody a little homework assignment to do your love languages test.
Yeah.
I'll lead it out. My love language is gifts and quality time.
Yeah.
That is, but I want with the caveat, my time is precious, so don't fuck it up and don't waste it. But I want to be in I want to be in an experience that is quality
Excuse me.
oriented.
Yeah.
So my top is gifts and quality time. What's your top love languages?
My top love languages were words of affirmation, number 1, and number 2 was quality time.
Okay.
the words of affirmation, it made sense to me because that's definitely something that I lacked all through my childhood into my adolescent years. So it made sense that now as an adult, that's definitely like something that nurtures me.
Yeah.
And the other part was quality time. Something that you said, like my time is I don't have a lot of it, but so free time is what I mean.
Yeah.
So when I do decide to be in space, be in company with people, that means a lot to me, and that person means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so for me, in order to build that bond, especially if it's an intimate bond, quality time.
All right.
And that's why I think I've struggled with long distance relationships. Like when I want to hug up and be with you, when I want to go to the movies, I want to do it. Like when, if I want to do some spontaneous shit, I just want to be able to do that too. So, yeah.
All right.
What about our producer? Are we going to check with them real quick and see what they...
Acts of service. I think acts of service was first, and then words of affirmation. But words of affirmation, for the same reason as you, Eric, is something I kind of like growing up. And then I think acts of service because I think it was physical touch, gifts, and what was the other one?
Quiet time.
Quality time. None of the rest that built to me.
Got you. All right. What about you, Marquise?
My top is like way above is quality time, and then physical touch right after. The other three don't necessarily care for. And for me, it's quality time of just like, can I sit with you and not have to speak to you because if there's comfortability in the silence rather than feeling the need.
Yes.
But also quality time in the aspect of like, I want to go on that adventure with you. Like, what is this new thing we can create together or new memory that we can create? So I'm really big on like, let's experience this thing, and I want to experience it with my person.
Yeah.
The other one is physical touch, which before was not it, but I enjoy like we're gonna sit there and watch some TV and cuddle and like just find random reasons to like touch each other stupidly.
Yeah.
When we're out shopping, whatever. So like that stuff is still fun. But yeah, it was definitely one of those where I was like, as I learned my stuff, I now have to adjust to like where we would not be compatible because I would hate giving gifts all the time if that's how you receive love. Like,
No, not like that. I should clear it up.
No. Like, receiving gifts, like for me, is difficult because I'm not a gift giver. So like that would be a spot where I had to grow and be like, let me adjust to
Yeah.
doing that thing.
Yeah.
If I cared enough about that person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what did he say? We said relationships are who I am in relation to you. So, like you said, we have to communicate and tell people how we want to be loved. Instead of assuming.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people have already taken the love language test. But
Yeah.
for those who haven't taken the love language test, where can they go?
Actually, it's just right online, the 5 love languages.
Just
and
Google
it's a
it.
free a test that you can complete whether you are single or whether you're in a relationship. They have 2 versions.
Okay.
All right. What a wonderful episode.
It was.
Episode 7.
Yes, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you to our live audience, Brahim,
Whoop, whoop.
Trey.
All right, y'all.
Thank y'all for being here. I'm so hung up. And
I'm hung up too.
I'm so hung up. And
I'm
that
hung up
is
too.
another episode of Hung Up Pod Live. I am life coach Eric.
And I am psychotherapist Tony Purnell. And we are
Your favorite happy hour duo.
World Peace.
World Peace. Check us out every Monday at 7. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Okay, so I am hung up on the Nicki Minaj beef because we love a good receipt, we love a good thread, we love a good DM. So I'm here for it. I mean, people are saying she's old, she shouldn't be doing it, but if she got the receipts to do it, then she got the receipts to do it, and she got the track history. So I'm a barb. I'm hung up.
I am hanging up on Beyonce. Where the hell is this album at? I'm sick of these videos with Tiffany. I want to see some visuals for Cuff It, some visuals for Alien Superstar. I'm just sick of it. Did you figure you had an album out? I'm done.
Yeah, that's it.